The World Economic Forum is underway in Davos. Closed airspace, military patrols, armed officers and snipers on rooftops. Security in Davos is exceptionally tight this year. The focus is on global security, the war in Ukraine, tensions in almost every corner of the world, and the presence of key leaders have made Davos one of the most heavily guarded places in Europe. At the same time, some of the strongest words of this forum are being spoken in the conference rooms. European leaders warn that the European Union is under enormous pressure and is now at a political crossroads.
We're under a lot of pressure. We're 27 countries. And if you're under pressure, two things can happen. If you have outside pressure, you can come together or you can explode in any possible direction. And I think Europe is at a crossroads where it has to decide. Until now, we tried to appease the new president in the White House. We were very lenient, also with the tariffs. We were lenient, hoping to get his support for the Ukraine war. We are in a very bad position at the moment.
There is a lot of talk in Davos about Europe's difficult relations with the United States. Politicians emphasize that direct talks will be challenging. But at the same time, no one questions the key role of the U.S. for the security of the continent.
Look at the situation where we are. I mean, a shift towards autocracy against democracy, more violence, more than 60 wars in 2024, an absolute record, even if I understood a few of them were fixed. And conflict has become normalized, hybrid, expanding into new domains, space, digital, information, cyber, trade, and so on. It's as well a shift towards a world without rules, where international law is trampled underfoot, and where the only law that seems to matter is that of the strongest, and imperial ambitions are resurfacing.
The French president announces further diplomatic initiatives. In Davos, he proposes meetings between leaders after the forum, a signal that Europe wants dialogue and agreements, not escalation. The president was to send a message to Donald Trump with a proposal to meet and discuss issues key to relations. Everyone in Davos is waiting for one speech, Donald Trump's. For the first time since returning to the White House, he is to appear here in person, together with a large American delegation.
We had Donald Trump, president of the U.S., with us in Davos also last year, but virtually, because it was like 2 days after the inauguration. He's coming here, but he's also bringing 5 of his key secretaries, Secretary of State, but also Secretary of Treasury. So it's a long list. So there will be a broad American footprint.
Against the backdrop of transatlantic tensions, China is also presenting its position here. The deputy prime minister calls for free trade and warns against the consequences of tariff wars. Beijing is closely watching the European-American game. Trade and tariff wars have no winners. They raise costs, divide the global economy, and disrupt the global distribution of resources. At the same time, Ukraine remains one of the key topics in Davos. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has indicated that his presence at the forum depends on the finalization of agreements with the United States. He also leaves no doubt as to Moscow's intentions. If Russia really wanted to end the war, it would focus on diplomacy, not attacks and escalation. Pressure on the aggressor must be increased. In this context, a Polish delegation is also heading to Davos. Tomorrow, Polish President Karol Nawrocki is scheduled to give a speech on European security and defense. Poland's agenda in Davos today is to balance between Brussels and Washington, strengthening European defense capabilities while maintaining strong transatlantic relations, which remain the foundation of the region's security. Davos 2026 is a moment of truth for the West. It is here that the unity of Europe and its relations with the United States are being tested at a time when global security is no longer a given. The decisions made in Davos may set the direction for the coming years or show that the world is entering a new, more unpredictable phase.